Hello, Horror Homebrace. It's me, Horror Steve, here to give you the horror scoop on a certain phone guy. Now, I'm sure that all of my homebase watching this video are very familiar with the Five Nights at Freddy's. And who would not be? The long legacy of Freddy Fazbear's scary fur has been permeated generations upon generations of big horror fans. Characters like Sprungtrap and the Music Man have become iconic monoliths of the culture. But there is one character who's recently fallen down by the flip side. He is the phone guy of FNAF 1 through 3. Voiced by widely beloved game developer and storyteller Scott Cawthorn, the phone guy is the first from the entourage of eerie characters in this long-standing franchise. He gives the player, Mike Schmid, valuable secret tips and tricks on how to deal with Freddy and his gang of nightmarish androids. But he's not just a way of giving exposition to the player. He may be the key to solving this franchise's deep web of story lore. When you hear the phone guy's voice inside of FNAF Nights Run, he seems to be in a sort of position in the company like a manager or the like. He says that he will be leaving the job soon and is giving Mike Schmid horrifying advice about Freddy's army of evil mechs. This is expanded upon in Freddy 2 and 3, where he bestows his phone information upon many slaves to the Fazbear Corporation, such as Jeremy and Carlton. But he's also very averse. This is very
Curtis,
also.
what are you even doing, dude?
There's also obviously more that he does not let in underlings. The phone guy
Take a fucking
is a
shower!
very dark and grueling secret.
Mom, he's doing the
And it
thing
gets
again.
up to the horror hombres to figure it out. With inside of many varieties of things spoken by the phone guy of Five Nights at Freddy's, he tells the player, Mike Schmid, about the abominable tangle of metal and wires known as Foxy the Pirate's Fox. The phone guy talks about how much he adores the evil red fox, and has since the early days of his childhood as a budding fanatic of the wretched bear. G's for Z's! But this is not just Scott building aspects of his miniature world. It is also the key to solving the various infuriating mysteries surrounding the phone guy and his ties to Freddy's gaggle of street phantasms. In fact, one of the community's most widely assured facts about Scott's stammering Fazbear slave is about to get the scoop. Now, before I begin scooping the phone guy, I need to address a piece of FNAF media that some uninformed people in the comments might bring up. The Week Before book. Some of you might say, But Steve, we got the book about the phone guy. We know everything there is to know about him from the book. His name is Ralphie. And this seems like the correct answer at first. I know Scott's cancerous massive juicy lore much better than you do. In the Five Nights at Freddy's virtual reality Help Wanted, we see a sickening display of irresponsibility from the Fazbear Empire that reveals that the previous 6 FNAF games were in-universe experiences meant to satirize the true horrors of the pizzeria. Fantastic! We know that Fazbear is willing to make a new media cover-up of the horrors and of their actions. So my question is, why would the Week Before be any different? The book was clearly made by the Fazbear to keep the masses uninformed about the truth behind one of the most prolific Fazbear to keep employees. But if the phone guy is not a bumbling father named Ralphie, who is he? Who could be behind all of these spring-locked atrocities? I believe that the second movie gives us the answer. Ah, the second Freddy movie. Hated by some snobby, hard-to-please critics, but beloved by general audiences and the Fazbear fandom alike. This moving picture gives us many critical insights into the mind of our beloved Scott, but part of the movie stood out. An evil, greasy man named Michael Afton. With inside of the movie, Michael leads a crew of ghostly investigators to their animatronic doom. It can be assumed that at some point, he uses a phone to contact them. A security guard in Fazbear's domain who leads innocent people to pizza-flavored death? What could this mean? Even stranger than that is the fact that the movie's protagonist, Mike Schmid, is a separate person from Afton, despite the long-running headcanon that they're the same person within the game's timelines. However, this theory has no real backing in any canonical material, and we should treat this movie as full confirmation of them being separate people in every timeline. What does this mean for my scoop? I'm glad you asked, my Five Nights at friend. Let us take a look at the game's timeline's version of Michael Afton. We see him initially in Five Nights 4, harassing his younger brother Evan before eventually killing him in cold blood and shoving him into Fredbear's mouth. But what is he wearing when committing this atrocity? Allow me to look closer. Aha! The mark of the red beast. Now, remind me, dear viewer, who else is a fan of this maroon monster again? That's right, your beloved Ralphie has been after the entire time. Fantastic! But again, you may be saying, but Steve, we hear the phone guy died during the night's 4 phone call. And this saddens me that you are falling for one of the most infamous narrative tricks. Don't you know, dear viewer, if you don't see the body, they didn't die. Our narrative trickster Scott has eluded us once again. How could the phone guy die if he's Michael Afton? But one question remains. How could Michael have been working in the Fredbear's family diner if he was a child? With inside of another of Scott's works of literature, The Fourth Closet, we see an alternate universe iteration of Charlie Emily, who has been killed and split into 4 different robots of varying ages. Don't you see what this means? The Michael, who has been branded with the visage of Sharp-Toothed Devil, is one robot, while the adult employee is separate. William is blinded in a fury of rage after losing his beloved son, Evan, dismantled the smaller devilish Michael, and left the older one to inherit the Fazbear conglomerate. This is the secret that Scott Cawthorn has been trying to tell us since the 4th game. This is why he was so frustrated that people were not able to understand the 4th game's plot. Plus, the Spring Locks incident at sister location in FNAF 3 may be linked to the death of Evan, caused by Michael crushing his older brother in the maw of the Fredbear. This is deeply disturbing. Fantastic! Hello horror hombres. This is the first video I have uploaded on this channel, and I plan to do many more. I have a love for all things horror, including games, movies, shows, books, and especially ARG mysteries. If you have any suggestions for things I may cover in the future, please let me know in the comment section below. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. This is Horror Steve, signing off from the horror.